In this video, we would show how to build a Docker image for FogROS 2, start a Docker container, and launch a Docker node on the cloud and a local listener node. This is our recommended install approach for FogROS 2. This tutorial assumes you already have Docker installed. Please refer to the instructions link in the description. We start by cloning the repo for FogROS 2 and then changing directory into the FogROS 2 directory. Next, we install AWS CLI and configure our basic AWS settings. This will allow us to be able to launch cloud instances. To configure our basic settings, you have to have an AWS account, security credentials, an output format, and an AWS region. The guide includes a link to an AWS page containing the information. For me, I have my security credentials and output format copied, and then the US West 1 as my region. Next, we build the Docker image. This only needs to be done once, but may take a while. The installation guide contains instructions on how to change the default we're using, Ubuntu 20.04 and ROS rolling, to fit your own specific Ubuntu OS and ROS 2 version. In the interest of keeping this video short, we've sped up the playback. Once the build is done, we can launch a FogROS 2 container using Docker run. Once in the container, we can launch an example Docker node. Before we do this, let us take a look at the launch file and walk through the source code. Here is the example launch file, docker.aws.launch.py. On line 34, we import node. And on line 36, we import FogROS 2. Next, AMI image allows us to choose a specific AWS virtual machine image, depending on the version of Ubuntu we are using. Next, we tell FogROS 2 to provision a cloud machine with the specific details we need, including its region and type. Then we declare a listener node and a talker node. Note that the talker node has FogROS 2.cloud node, which tells FogROS 2 to launch that node on the cloud on the specific cloud machine we have just declared. That is the example launch file. Now we return to the terminal and see how to launch this Docker example. This will take a while to complete when you launch the first time. In the interest of keeping this video short, we've sped up the playback. You can see on your screen the various steps being taken by FogROS 2, all listed and discussed in our paper, including connecting to AWS and starting an instance securely, installing ROS on the cloud, setting up VPN on the cloud and locally, copying the workspace and its software to the cloud instance, configuring the DDS provider's discovery mechanism to work with the VPN, launching the Docker node on the cloud, and launching the listener node on the computer in the container. This will take a while the first time it is launched, but by the end, you should see a screen like mine containing both a Docker node running on the cloud and a listener node running on your computer. If you see a screen like mine at the end of this, congratulations, you have successfully run your first FogROS 2 node on Docker. Next, we'll terminate the demo by typing Ctrl+C twice. The first one terminates the robot node, and the second one terminates the cloud node. We can see the cloud computer that FogROS 2 launched for us using the FogROS command line interface, or CLI. ROS 2 fog list shows that we have one running instance with the name till on the writer. Finally, we terminate the instance so that we are no longer being charged for it by running ROS 2 fog delete till on the writer. You can verify that it is being deleted by running ROS 2 fog list again. Observe the status shutting down line. After a short while, running ROS 2 fog list will show nothing, indicating that the instance is terminated and you are no longer being charged. That concludes this tutorial. Thank you.